Thank you for tuning into another T13 Media production. And if you're wondering how else you can support all of us and show your T13 spirit, we have merch. So you can get your very own Primetime Travie t-shirt, Bad Guy Has Spoken hoodie, Hi-Fi mic mug, Book It bandana, or even a That's a Banger pillowcase. You can find it all at www.t13media.com. You are now listening to another T13 Media production. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning into the fastest rising combat sports show without a corporate backing. Today, we are going to be discussing a number of topics across MMA, boxing, and pro wrestling. So let's not waste any time. I am your host, Primetime Travie T, and I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime, the bad guy, Kenny Davis. And this is Teeing Off with Travie T and the Bad Guy. What's up, Kenny? How you been?
Been good. Living good, feeling good.
I feel you. I feel you. We're about to be reunited in person this Saturday for Bad Guys Spoken. I'm finally getting over that COVID. Getting excited. I'm happy to hear it. We got some news coming up though. We got a big show here today. So we'll jump right into boxing. As we do. Tyson Fury ranks the heavyweight division. So when I saw this news link, I thought, man, he over here gonna give the top 10. You know what I mean? Who he thinks the top 10 is, top 5 something. No, that's not what it was. He said he's mad that people compare Anthony Joshua to him. And he says Anthony Joshua is a third tier boxer. He said, I am top tier. He said, I only have 2 people that you can compare to me in boxing today. Deontay Wilder and Alexander Usyk.
Okay.
He said those are the we are top tier heavyweights that can beat any heavyweight in the world on any given day. And he said Anthony Joshua is a third tier boxer. And he said, I can't wait to fight him because I'm going to outclass him.
I've been saying Anthony Joshua is the weakest one out of the top heavyweights. I've been saying this. And then he got exposed by that big fat nigga. I'm trying not to cuss on the show, but by that big fat Mexican dude. What's his last name?
Ruiz. Yeah, Andy Ruiz Jr.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his last name for a second, but yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna say he's a third tier heavyweight. I think he's up there. He's top 5 in the world today. But he's probably 5.
At 5?
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
I don't know. It is what it is.
I'm about to say, everyone's just like, hey, can't really argue with it.
Yeah. There's nothing you can say until they fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Fury and Wilder, their match has been rescheduled. Bob Arams says ESPN and Fox don't want to compete with the NCAA/NFL. 5 conference championship games and 2 NFL games are scheduled for December 19th as it is, which was their original fight date. So they're currently looking for a new date. They say it's a possibility that they could fight even earlier in December. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see that happening. I think they're going to fight in early spring. That's just, I mean, I had nothing to go off of with that. It's just being a fight fan for as long as I have been. Usually they don't move things up. They move them way back for no reason. But he says that the venue will definitely be Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, home to the Raiders. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not even that upset that it's being pushed back because I don't think it should happen again. I think Tyson Fury won the first fight, and I think Tyson Fury definitely won the second fight.
Yeah.
So he's 2-0 in my opinion. I know he's 1-0-1 right now, but
yeah, I like I said, you already know how I feel about the draw. I feel like I fight should never end in the draw, but oh man, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, but like I said,
I'm gonna watch it too. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it.
Speaking of that second fight, Deontay Wilder has parted ways with his trainer Mark Breland. Mark Breland is the trainer that threw in the towel during their last fight. His last fight with Fury.
He was pissed at him.
Yeah, he fired him he fired him that night and then rehired him the next day, but now has fired him again. Like,
so he let him train him, and it was just like, "Yep, all right, I don't need you anymore."
Basically, like we're still 2 months out from it.
Yeah, I'm gonna repeat these steps.
Yeah, and it said that it's rumored that Wilder is currently shopping around for a new trainer. He still has one because he had 2 trainers before. But he's shopping around to get a new trainer, and a pretty famous boxer has thrown his name into maybe the most famous boxer has thrown his name in to be his new trainer. Floyd Money Mayweather.
I was hoping you say that.
Said that he's open to working with Wilder. What'd you say?
I said now he's gonna have some technique when he's fighting now.
So Mayweather says Deontay Wilder, I mean, he's got bombs. That's why he calls himself the Bronze Bomber. He's got bombs now, but we can make his skills a lot better. The only thing he needs is the basic fundamentals, and I can do the rest. I'm interested to see what Deontay Wilder training under Mayweather would look like. You know what I mean? Like, what does he look like on fight day? Because Deontay Wilder with technique is
scary,
terrifying. Yeah.
It's scary, and I feel like honestly, if that's what I said he was missing. I was like, if he just had his technique down, he would be the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, he's been relying on pure power, and
and it's been working.
The longer you fight, though, the less likely that's going to work for you.
Yeah, I mean, you won't get the real one like Tyson Fury, who's going to sit there and be like, okay, I'm not going to just sit there and take this.
Exactly.
I learned from the first fight.
There was one guy he fought that he was losing the fight up until he knocked the guy out.
Who, Wilder?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I will tell you in 1 second. It's Luis Ortiz.
I didn't see that fight.
He lost.
Wait. Is that the one he did a rematch with?
No.
Okay, then yeah, I don't know what that is there.
It is the guy he rematched. You're right. Yeah, he TKO'd the guy in the 10th round, and then he knocked him out in the 7th round, but was losing, like, literally didn't do anything until he knocked him out.
Okay, yeah, because that was a good fight. I do remember that one. I just didn't know that was his name.
Yeah,
I did see that.
But speaking of Mayweather, apparently, I'm disgusted by this news. Just so you know, you won't be able to tell by the look on my face, but apparently,
Mayweather.
No, yeah, by something Mayweather, not the Wilder Mayweather. What I'm about to announce. Apparently, it's official that Mayweather is fighting Logan Paul.
Yeah, and
I hate it.
Break something, man.
I hate it.
Hey, I just hope he beats the brakes off him.
Do you know who Johnny Nelson is? Former fighter, former boxer. He says there's nothing wrong with this fight or money fights like this. There's nothing wrong with it. What it's doing is bringing more eyes to the sport of boxing and showing how elite boxers are. Which is fine. I'm with you. I mean,
that's cool, but I feel like if anything, it's going to bring the younger audience in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like MMA, like I'm going to say UFC is for the younger audience. Yeah. And then the boxing is for the older people. Even though I prefer boxing, I still feel like that's what it is.
I don't. We all know that. You're the boxing guy. I'm the UFC guy, and we both watch wrestling.
Yeah.
But that's what this show is. But that being said, I mean, I like boxing. Don't get me wrong. I'm like the same thing you just said. Like, I'll watch boxing, but I don't miss pay-per-views, UFC pay-per-views very often. I don't miss UFC fights very often. But
I've been slacking.
The past month has been hard because of COVID and everything, and like me just getting fucked up. But oops, sorry, didn't mean to cuss. it's been rough. But overall, like I only watch the big fights for boxing. I'm not going to go and watch boxing every Saturday like I do UFC. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
But Johnny Nelson, that saying nothing's wrong with fights like money fights like this. I mean, I kind of disagree, but I'm kind of with him. But this is the part that got me. He said that the fights that we should be concerned with is when aging boxers are fed to fighters in their prime. He said he doesn't have any problem with Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, but he would have problems with fights like Mike Tyson versus Tyson Fury or Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez today, because they are the real problem and are unfair fights.
Okay, now I will say this. Now, Tyson versus Deontay Wilder, no, that's not fair. Because they both
Tyson versus Fury.
Oh, well, that's still
either
not
way,
fair
yeah.
either.
Yeah, I know.
That's not fair either. But I don't think Canelo versus Floyd is unfair.
I feel
because Floyd is a freak. Like he's not like just any old boxer. He's a freakish athlete. Like people talk about LeBron.
Yeah.
That's him. He's older, but he's still got it. So he's gonna be dangerous still.
So here's the thing, and just imagine a world where Floyd comes out of retirement and fights Canelo, and Canelo just ravages this man.
I don't see that happening.
Doesn't matter. That's not what I'm asking you for. I'm not asking you to. Just imagine this is the world where he comes out here and dog walks this man the entire time. Maybe even knocks him unconscious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does the narrative change then?
What's gonna happen is
does Canelo get do, or does he say? Do they say, "Oh, you beat old man Mayweather that didn't have it anymore"?
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say it'll be a lose-lose situation for Canelo. It wouldn't be a win. Like if anything, it would be a win-win for Mayweather. It'd be like Mayweather still got it, or it's like, okay, well, he fought Mayweather when he was old. What about back in the day? What he fought him a few years ago? What would have been the story then? That would have been the thing.
Agreed. I agree with you. Like, let me just say this to end this topic. Mayweather, continue fighting people you shouldn't be fighting. That's what I want to say for you. I don't want to see Mayweather go out there and fight real boxers anymore. I'm going to be honest with you. Not to say you can't hang with them.
I think you definitely.
But you never know until you know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't want to see the 50-0 tarnished. I don't want to see him in a professional fight again. I like that he's fighting exhibitions against dudes that he shouldn't be fighting exhibitions against. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? I don't want to see.
I personally don't like it just because I'm just like that, because that's, in my opinion, is the greatest boxer of all time.
I agree, but that's also it fits.
So I just don't want to see. I don't know. It's just weird. It's like watching Rocky and you seeing Rocky go up against Hulk Hogan in that match. It's like, bro, stop. Like it's like that kind of thing.
It's kind of on brand though for
because he fought
for
Big
Mayweather.
Show.
Yeah, but he's just a spectacle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always made himself a spectacle. So I like it. But speaking of crossover fights and whatnot, Manny Pacquiao says he is down to fight Conor McGregor, but only on one condition. He insists that he is the co-promoter in the McGregor bout. He says, at the present time, I do not have an existing management contract with Paradigm Sports Management. I have formed my own company, Pack Sports and Entertainment, and am more than willing to give the fans what they want. An exciting fight with Conor McGregor under terms and conditions where I am the co-promoter with my company. That's great. Paradigm, what's it called? Paradigm Sports Management, for those of you that don't know, are the former, apparently, managing company for Manny Pacquiao, but the current managing company of Conor McGregor and McGregor Sports and Entertainment. So it makes sense that he would drop them and go with his own thing, because they're always, I mean, Manny Pacquiao's great, but is he Conor McGregor? Not in this. I'm not saying in boxing. I'm saying as a superstar to the world. If you had to back one or the other, if you're the agent walking in, you have to pick one or the other.
Honestly, they both have said some racist stuff in their time, so it's like, and I mean, well, Pacquiao didn't say. Well, Pacquiao said homophobic things. My fault.
Yeah.
And McGregor said racist things. But so it's like an Asian, like, woof. As an Asian, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm gonna take from this if I had to choose one.
I feel
but
you.
I would say who's a bigger draw is Conor McGregor.
That's what I meant by that. Like,
Yeah,
because when you go into Conor McGregor business, you're not going into the MMA business. You're going into mixed martial arts, boxing, movies.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
TV shows,
video games, he's
fashion,
on Call of Duty.
Video games, whiskey. Like you're getting in on all of that.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to do.
But at the same time, Pacquiao is the leader of his country.
He really is. You're right.
Because what position does he have over there?
Like governor or senator or something like that.
Yeah. Senator of the Philippines. Yep. So it's like that's still a politician at the end of the day.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so either way, it's not an L, but it still is like I'm gonna say Conor McGregor because he can talk a good game, but he's gonna get people excited for the match.
Exactly.
Whereas Pacquiao was kind of like
Pacquiao's with his hands.
Well, that part too, but he's a good guy. Like when
he really is.
Like when he's going up against Adrian Broner, even though he said what he said, but when he went up against Adrian Broner, he kind of was the good guy in the situation. Broner was talking his mess, and then Pacquiao, he's just like, yeah, it'll be a good fight. I feel like it'll be a great fight. Broner's like, nah, I'm gonna kill him when I see him. He's just like, oh yeah, great fight. So I just think I'm not gonna say he's a character he play like Conor McGregor's still a character in the day. Like he's a brand that sure. So it's like a wrestler. It's like seeing a wrestler go at it. That's what he is.
Fun fact for those people that don't know and don't I guess I don't know. I haven't figured it out. I'm gonna let you guys see behind the curtain a little bit with the primetime Travie T character, the gimmick that was all encompassing and like kind of everything. It's mellowed out a lot now, but in the first 2 years of the podcast thing, it was a lot heavier. It was basically, it was my personality turned up to 10, but which is more so what it is now, but also mixed in with that was a lot of Conor McGregor and a lot of Chael Sonnen. I took a lot of those like little bits and pieces, like nuances of their characters and meshed them together to create myself. It's definitely subsided now. It's definitely more so just me being me and doing my thing. But the beginning was definitely a Conor McGregor character, Chael Sonnen character ripoff. But going back to Pacquiao, Pacquiao's co-trainer, Freddie Roach, doesn't know if the fight is happening yet, but says if it does, Pacquiao will have an easier time with McGregor than when he fought Ricky Hatton. Pacquiao brutally KO'd Hatton in 2 rounds back in 2009.
That was bad. Honestly, ooh. No, I'm trying to think who knocked him out worse. Was it him or Mayweather? Because Mayweather did him dirty, but Pacquiao did him dirty too. Because I remember when
you think it'll be easy for him to beat Conor.
No, I think okay. Here's the thing with that fight. It just depends. Have we seen Conor in a slugfest where he's just blow for blow, just trading shots with somebody?
No, because so with Conor generally in MMA, Conor is a
more precise.
What's Chael Sonnen said it best about when he was about to fight Lyoto Machida. They're Lyoto Machida, Anderson Silva, Conor McGregor, Wonder Boy, all of them. They're what's called an illusion fighter. So they like Conor does it with his stance. He stands arm out, moving his hands like this to. This is your foot so focused on this. It's like this the one where you're like. You're like this and bop him with this one.
Yeah, Mayweather does that too.
Silva does the he's dancing like to get you to not focus and it's knocked out. So that's why they mesmerize you, so you can't slug with them. That's the thought process. Now, that's MMA. In boxing, Conor McGregor was the slugfest. When he fought Mayweather, it was just push forward and throw punches.
I don't think he was slugfest though. Still, I think
he was technical.
I still think he was technical. It was a little more aggressive, but I still think it was technical.
Okay.
I mean, when I say like Slugfest? I mean, Clay Guida and Diego Sanchez.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, we've never seen that.
That's how Pacquiao fights. He comes out there and just starts slugging at you.
I think the closest thing would be the Diaz fights.
That was back and forth, but I still don't see it as a slugfest like that.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. I don't think McGregor's ever had that.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm worried about. Like if Pacquiao comes out in that mess like he usually does, and he gets to that point where he's trying to go blow for blow with you, it'll be bad for McGregor.
Yeah,
but at the same time, if he's swinging and he's missing, and he's
counter striking, which is where Connor's at his best, is when people are throwing punches at him.
Yep, like Mayweather did Pacquiao when they fought, then McGregor gets the win. So this is gonna be one of those. It's a styles clash. So we're gonna see what happens. It just depends on how Pacquiao takes the saying does a slugfest kind of thing, just throwing those flurries, and then McGregor, if he's gonna throw those hits back, or he's gonna try to do the counter striking. So we're gonna see.
Definitely. We've got a few different crossover MMA versus boxing bouts that have been propositioned recently. So I'm going to list them off, and then I just want to know. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's actually 5.
Okay.
I want to know. I want you to rank them in 2 ways, because there's only 5 of them. So we're going to do which is the biggest bout to make first. Okay.
Okay.
So which one's going to make you the most money? So we're ranking them 1 through 5. We got McGregor versus Mayweather 2, McGregor versus Pacquiao, Habib versus Mayweather, Clarissa Shields versus Amanda Nunez, and Stipe Miocic versus Tyson Fury. I'm gonna put it out here as the least money making fight on there is Amanda Nunez versus Clarissa Shields.
Yeah, it'll be that at the very bottom.
Yep.
Then Miocic against
Fury.
Okay. Right. I think if anything, what would sell that fight would be Fury. Fury can talk a good game.
Oh, for sure. Fury's up there.
Fury can talk a good game. But
Fury's going to go back to WWE when he retires from boxing.
I can see that. But yeah, I can see. I don't know. I just don't see that. People aren't gonna be excited about that fight. Like fight fans will. Like if you're like a legit fight fan, they'll be like, okay, let's see what happens. But if you're not a fight fan, you're not gonna tune in.
Exactly. It's not worth the crossover, in my opinion.
Yeah. Then right above that is Mayweather versus Khabib. I think if anything, Mayweather would sell that fight. If anything, I don't know. Old Mayweather.
I think you're on track, in my opinion.
I would say like this. Older Mayweather doesn't sell a fight as well as he did back in the day.
I'm with you.
He was a lot more disrespectful back in the day. Like now he's more disrespectful in ring. Like he'll hug you, like he'll clench you and then stick his thumb out at your girl mid-fight and do stuff like that and come out dancing and stuff. But I don't like selling the fight beforehand. He's not how he used to be with it. He used to come out flicking the crowd off. He used to come out doing all kind of different stuff. But now coming out with I don't know. I just don't see him selling the fight like he used to.
I'm with it.
I think Khabib would probably sell it a little better than he would now. He'd just come out more aggressive and disrespectful, talking about he's like, hey, rip his head off and stuff like that. So I think
smash.
Yeah.
Send me a location. I will smash.
Yeah, he'd just be coming out like that. Yeah, like a real one. Then
Habib is a gangster. I don't like him, but he is the true definition of a gangster. Like he will fight you anywhere, anytime, any place.
He's like our friend. That I ain't gonna say on camera.
Yes.
Just in case he is in that. And then who I got left? It's McGregor versus Mayweather 2, and then McGregor
Pacquiao. Yep.
I would say McGregor and Pacquiao.
Would number 2 and then McGregor Mayweather?
Yeah, and it's like an edge. I would say the only reason I would say that is because there's still people that think
Conor won the first fight up until the knockout.
Yeah, and I try to tell people like that's literally what Mayweather does. He sacrificed the first few rounds to tire you out, and he's still getting his strategy together. And then by the time the fourth, fifth round happens, he's just tearing you up.
Yep.
All the time.
So next up is which MMA star has the best odds of winning in these matchups? So we'll just start. I'll just ask you, if they fight 10 times, okay? How many times does the MMA fighter win? We'll start with Clarissa Shields versus Amanda Nunez. How many times can Amanda Nunez beat Clarissa Shields in 10 fights?
I would say, what's Clarissa Shields' record?
10-0, I believe. Let me look.
I gotta watch Clarissa Shields, so I can't. I'm gonna be going off of kind of a biased opinion on Amanda Nunez. Can't say her name.
Yeah, she's 10-0. 2 knockouts, 8 decisions.
Because I would say personally, 7 out of 10, Amanda Nunez would win. But I'd have to watch Clarissa Shields to confirm it.
The thing with Nunez is she's aggressive and comes forward and doesn't stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say 4 out of 10 times for Nunez, because I always bet with the person that the person whose sport it is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So what about Habib Mayweather? How many times does Habib beat Mayweather out of 10? Okay, fair enough. I'd say 1. I say 1 because I feel like there's always that possibility that something happens. He could hit him with that overhand right and fucking knock him down.
Happen, but I just don't.
Yeah,
I personally don't see anybody beating Mayweather in that division. I don't see anybody beating Mayweather.
I feel you. Stipe versus Tyson Fury. How many times does Stipe win?
I'm going to say none as well. I'm sorry. Tyson Fury is, in my opinion, is the greatest heavyweight boxer.
I agree with you, and I'm going 1 again because I still believe anything can happen, and it'll be. It's. I'm not going to saying 0 means that you feel like there's no chance, and I feel like there's still a chance. It's just very slim. McGregor Pacquiao.
This is the closest one. I feel like this is the closest one.
I agree.
I would say 6-4 in a boxing match. 6-4 Pacquiao.
I'm saying 5-5. I think. I think that it depends on who can impose their fight style. And then lastly, McGregor versus Mayweather. Again, is it bad out for McGregor, or does he have enough knowledge to redefine?
I still think it's 10-0, but no diss to McGregor, but I just feel like McGregor just doesn't have what it takes to beat him.
Here's my thing. My thought process. I don't believe that I don't believe Conor McGregor will beat Mayweather. Conor McGregor is not John Jones in the fact that John Jones usually gets better in rematches. Like he usually like the first fights, if it's a close first fight, the second fight's a domination.
Yep.
Conor McGregor, when he rematches people, it goes pretty much however the first fight went.
Yeah.
I still believe that. I know me and you disagree on the Nate Diaz fights, but I think Nate Diaz won that second fight. I want to see a third fight because it is what it is, but like it might be bad out for Conor.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not a shot to McGregor. I think McGregor is a great fighter. I just think there is nobody, like in my opinion, there's nobody smarter than Mayweather in ring. Mayweather is
boxing,
like Goku. Yeah, Mayweather's like Goku. Like Goku's kind of stupid outside of fighting, but when he's in that ring, he's got to do what he's got to do. Like, you know, they always say Mayweather can't read, also stuff like that. Mayweather, he may be, but he can read your offense though. That's all he needs to read. And he be going nuts.
I'm gonna go two 20% chance for 2 out of 10 times for McGregor, just because of how powerful the left hand is, just because of how, you know what I mean? If he hits you with it, I don't see it happening, but I think if any of these guys can win, it's McGregor. In terms, any MMA fighters can transfer over to boxing, is what I'm trying to say.
I think another thing that's a positive for McGregor is he's a southpaw.
Exactly.
That's another thing that Mayweather has trouble with. He has trouble with southpaws, and he has trouble with people with longer reach.
And I think McGregor has both of those.
He does, and that's what the scary thing. That's what people were trying to say about their fight. They're like, "Well, he's a southpaw and he has reach." So
unorthodox striking was the
and he punches some weird angles too. If you ever notice,
exactly, yeah.
So it's just so I don't know.
That's the thing is Conor knocks people out from angles that people don't get knocked out from.
Yeah, and that's
the scary thing.
He's like, but that's the thing. He's like Canelo. That's what Canelo does too. Canelo hits people at the weirdest angles, and he throws. But then with Canelo too, on top of this, Canelo throws combinations that you would never think to throw.
Yeah.
Like he'll throw a right body uppercut and then do a regular right uppercut right after that. It's just pop, pop. It is weird looking. You like,
looks like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's just weird looking, and it works. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I thought Canelo versus Mayweather the first time around was gonna be like, okay, Mayweather, let's pull through. Come on, but I didn't think Mayweather was gonna destroy him like that. Yeah, but I think Conor. I think the second time around it'll be the same. Like if they fought,
what about Conor Canelo?
I would. Conor has a better chance with Canelo. I personally feel like.
Yeah.
But I still got Conor losing that.
I do too.
If it's a boxing,
but out of 10 times,
I say.
What's Conor win?
I don't see him winning that, but I would say, to be fair, I would give him 1, maybe 2.
Okay, I give him 3.
Give him 3. Yeah, I'll give him 1.
Because I gave him 2 against Mayweather, so and that's my GOAT. So Canelo, I'll give him 3. Because if I give him 2 or 1, then I'm saying Canelo's better than Mayweather, and that's not what I'm saying. So I do think Canelo might beat Mayweather in a rematch from this.
I mean, hey, everybody can get their own opinion. I'm not gonna argue with it. But I don't know. I just feel like that he can't be beat, in my opinion. Now it's a little easier. I think now it would be a little easier. Well, actually, no, I'll take that back. No. But because his defense his defense is just crazier over the years. Like if it was young Mayweather, I think he would have had a better chance because Mayweather
like Pretty Boy Floyd.
Pretty Boy Floyd, it was way more aggressive than Money Mayweather. He'll go in there and he'll do a slugfest with you. He'll come in there and start swinging.
I know.
Mayweather now is like, let's just secure this round and get up out of here. Let's keep securing these rounds. Yeah, he'll light you up when they go back to the tape. You just see it in slow motion.
Speaking of crossovers, Mike Tyson says he could have fought in the UFC. He says he could have done anything in the UFC except take a foot stomp. He said, as soon as somebody stomped on my foot, I'd quit.
I think Mike Tyson's career would have been like Rampage's if he trained in wrestling in his, let's say, a little bit like let's just say he wasn't strictly boxing only. Let's say he was still young.
He learned wrestling.
Yeah, and he learned wrestling.
Okay.
I would say his career he would use his strength to just slam people around, and then he'd get on the ground and just be wailing on, just going nuts.
I mean, that's not a bad career to have, the Rampage career.
Yeah, I don't think I think he would have got a title or two. I think he would have got a title or two. I don't think he would have been like. I don't think he would have dominated that division. Like,
you think he would have knocked Chuck Liddell out?
Yes, I honestly, I think Chuck Liddell is probably one of the most overrated UFC fighters ever.
He really is. I mean, he's just engaging now.
I never understood the hype behind him, and I try to go back and watch, and I'm like, I still don't see why we hype this man up.
I feel you on that.
Randy Couture, was that the reason why we hyped him up?
There's a couple reasons. The hype train begins with the company. So Dana White and Chuck Liddell are best friends.
Okay, that makes
Dana
sense.
White used to be Chuck Liddell's manager. He was also Tito Ortiz's manager. And when Tito and Chuck Liddell were no, before that, when they were partners, they were training partners.
Okay.
Tito and Dana had a falling out.
I remember that.
Which is when Chuck Liddell turned on Tito because Dana was telling Chuck that Tito wouldn't fight him because he was scared of him. So
why are you always doing that?
Chuck believed it. Chuck believed it and went on. They went on and had their fight, and obviously he beat him. Beat the brakes off Tito. And then he beat the brakes off Randy Couture.
I hate that celebration.
And then he beat the brakes off Tito again. And it just, it is what it is.
So wait, Tito's never beat Chuck?
He beat him once. They fought twice. They fought twice in their prime. And then they fought recently, like a few years ago, for Golden Boy MMA. The one and only Golden Boy MMA fight ever. And Tito beat the brakes off Chuck, but Chuck looked like an old man.
Yeah.
He couldn't move. Like, he connected with a full-on overhand on Tito on the chin, and then right after that, Tito went. and then he just walked right up on, like, no respect for him, walked like hands down, walked up to cornered Chuck Liddell, and then just started wailing on him. So it is what it is. But Tito's the Mayweather of hold on, let me explain my point. Is the Mayweather of UFC because Tito's become famous recently for fighting people he shouldn't be fighting.
Okay.
Chuck Liddell, Alberto Del Rio. Like, that's just what he's doing. But
I was like, what?
Nah, I saw that face. I was like, man, get out of here. You know what it means. But
I didn't think about. I didn't know he fought Alberto Del Rio. I didn't know he fought him.
Yeah. They fought in a Combate de Sportes, I think is what it's called, is the mixed martial arts promotion they did down in Mexico. And
I think you did tell me about that.
They not only did they fight, they fought for Tito's UFC title and Alberto Del Rio's WBC title, and neither the UFC or the WWE were involved.
It's like, how do you do it?
And neither one of them were reigning champions. Like,
I was like, he didn't leave with the belt, so I was like, what? Neither one of them did.
Right.
That's when you said that, I was trying to think. I was like, when did they leave with the belt? Like, I don't think they did. CM Punk was the one I can think of that left with his belt. Well, he didn't leave. He ended up coming back.
He was already contracted before he left.
Yeah, I know. I figured he was. Yeah. But I was just sitting there like, he's the only person that technically left with their belt.
Ric Flair left WCW with the belt. He showed up on WWF with the big gold belt, and the WWF had to pixelate it because they weren't allowed to show their stuff on there, but you knew it was the belt. And then Medusa, Alundra Blaze left WWE and dropped the. That's disrespectful as shit.
I like it though.
I do too. I love it.
Didn't somebody throw it? No, it was it Shane Douglas?
Yeah, but that was when it was the Eastern Championship Wrestling. He threw it, and that's when they christened it as Extreme Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
But Teddy Atlas supports the UFC but trashes boxing. Says not enough lions versus lions.
Should Tony Atlas say this?
Yep, Teddy Atlas.
Oh, I was about to say I thought he was dead. But
so do you know who the Charlo twins are?
Yes.
Jamal and Jamel. He says the Charlos have been saying lions only. Okay, beautiful. That represents boxing. It sounds good. It's great. It's beautiful. If it's lions only, I'm fine. I'm there. But when it's lions in there with not lions, I don't know. But there haven't been a lot of lions with lions that I've been seeing. If you got lions in there with prairie dogs, you know what? If I want to see that, I would go to the zoo.
I hate that quote, by the way.
I do too. That was a random ass metaphor.
With the twins are like fighting, like both like
they just fought, in the 26th.
Yeah,
September. Yeah, he's just saying that boxing as a whole, which I've said this on this podcast before, and we've discussed it. Boxing as a whole, big name fighters don't fight each other until one of them's about to die. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
Triple G didn't fight Canelo until Triple G was tapering off. You know what I mean?
I feel you, but at the same time, Triple G I think he was undefeated at the time.
He's only lost to Canelo still.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think he was undefeated at the time.
But it's still.
I mean, I feel you on that, but
it's the same thing with Joshua ducking Fury.
Yeah, but we wanted to see it. But before that, Wilder was calling
Crawford and fuck, what's his name? Who's the other guy in that weight class? Not Pacquiao. Those Crawford and
Errol Spence.
Yep. Those two.
Yeah.
They haven't fought.
I want to see that.
I know there's so many fights we want to see, but we won't see until way too late. You know what I mean?
I think they won't fight until Errol Spence gets an L. That's what I think will happen.
It's trash.
They waiting for the blood to be in the water.
But speaking of the Charlo brothers, excuse me, are they the next big stars in boxing?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, if it happens, I ain't gonna be mad at it. I just don't. I personally don't think they are.
And speaking of lions versus lions, Jamal Charlo's manager says he's the best middleweight in the world, and says Canelo Alvarez doesn't want to see Jamal in that ring.
Oh my god! See, they just want to fight. That's all that is. They just want to fight. They're trying to pick the fight. Just Canelo. Canelo will whoop his ass. I'm sorry.
So Jamal Charlo is 31-0 with 22 knockouts. He last fought September 26th with a unanimous decision win against Sergey Derevyanchenko. And then we've got Canelo Alvarez, 53-1-2, 36 knockouts on a 4-fight win streak. Last fought November 2nd, 2019 with an 11-round knockout of Sergey Kovalev. So you're going Canelo?
Yes.
So am I.
Yes. And it's not even, I'm not saying he's trash or nothing, but Canelo is a different breed, man.
Who's the best boxer today?
Best boxer today, I would say Canelo. I would say pound for pound, the best boxer today is
That's
Canelo.
what I thought too.
Since Mayweather is not active, I feel like
who's your top? Is your top three not in this? Maybe in this order? Is it Canelo, Lomachenko, Fury?
Or
you got Spence in there?
I'm not putting Lomachenko got taken out. Once he lost recently, he got taken out of that spot. I think it was Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is in there.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
And then it'd probably be Canelo, Gervonta. Honestly, I wouldn't even put Pacquiao on that number 3. I'll put.
What do you mean Lomachenko lost recently? His only loss was in 2014.
Why do I feel like that was recent? Well, never mind then. Well, I thought that was sooner than what it was.
I'm sitting here like I think he lost in his second fight. Like,
yeah, I think that was the most recent one that I was thinking. But I was about to say, yeah, I goes Canelo, Gervonta, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, then Pacquiao.
Oh, you're putting Pacquiao in your top 5?
Yeah, Pacquiao's still good, man.
Pacquiao over Fury.
Fury. Okay, wait. Okay. I wasn't thinking about Fury and all that.
I think mine is I think it's Canelo, Lomachenko.
You got Lomachenko number 2 now. So you're a believer now. That told you.
I am a believer. Yeah.
He's cold.
Canelo, Lomachenko.
Okay, I'm going Canelo, Fury.
I'm going to Fury 3.
Wow,
Spence 4. Terrence Crawford 5.
Okay. It's not a bad list. It's not a bad list at all. I would take Pacquiao out my top 5 then, and
you put Fury at the number 2 spot.
Yeah, so Canelo, Fury. Actually, no, I'm going to put Fury number 1. I'm going to put Fury number 1. Canelo, Gervonta Davis, Errol Spence. Errol Spence, then Gervonta Davis, then Terrence Crawford. It's hard, man. Because it
really is.
They got different fighting styles too. Gervonta is just powerful, and Errol Spence is just combination based. I don't know. That's hard. I got to think about that one. But that's what I got for right now.
All right. Speaking of Canelo, he has refiled his lawsuit against DAZN and Golden Boy. So I've got a quote here, or a couple quotes. The behavior and breaches of Golden Boy Promotions and DOES cannot simply be cast onto DAZN's failure to pay its license fees, notes Gregory Smith and Pat Maloney of the Maloney Firm LLP, lead attorneys for Alvarez and SA Holiday Inc. In the Alvarez contract, Golden Boy Promotions and De La Hoya personally committed to make the guaranteed payments. After DAZN announced it would breach its obligations to pay the license fee, Alvarez accommodated Golden Boy with several weeks to find an alternative means of broadcasting his bouts and paying his guarantee. Golden Boy Promotions failed to present a single plan thereafter. Moreover, Golden Boy Promotions has breached the Alvarez contract by violating the confidentiality provisions and leaking contract detail to the media for the purpose of bringing additional attention and prestige to Golden Boy Promotions. Alvarez is claiming damages of no less than $280 million, the remaining balance on his aforementioned contract. Relief is also sought for punitive damages, attorney's fees, costs of lawsuit, judicial determination for Alvarez to fight outside of the existing contract between Golden Boy and DAZN, and other and further relief as the court determines is necessary and proper under the circumstances.
That's crazy.
Just pay that, man.
I'm about to say, just give him the money, man. Why are we doing all this?
You have a top 2 boxer in the world right now. Just pay him what he's worth.
Canelo definitely earned it.
It's not even like what he's worth. Just pay him what you said you're gonna pay him.
Is Pacquiao in that too, or no?
In what? On the lawsuit?
No, just in Golden Boy in general.
I don't know.
Let me look it up real quick. I feel like he's in there. So I know Oscar De La Hoya is the founder of it, but I don't.
Yeah, he's the head. Are you saying is he like promoted by them, or is he in the company like
promoted
executive? Oh, okay.
Trying to see. Malinagi's in there. Okay, yeah, he's not in there. I was trying to see if he was in there. I'm looking. I don't see. Let's see. So I see Canelo in there. I'm just saying the names that we know. Antonio, Marco Antonio Barrera, Adrian Broner, Hugo Cazares, Charlo, Leo Santa Cruz, Billy Dibb, Juan Diaz, Danny Garcia, Robert Guerrero, Joan Guzman.
Where are you seeing this?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm on Wikipedia.
I am too. I see. Are you looking at the alumni?
Yeah.
Okay. Pacquiao's in the alumni.
He's in there?
Yeah. Fourth line over, 4 down. Yep.
Well, there you go. He was in there.
That's what I thought.
We'll see if he was getting paid like he was supposed to.
Your boy Errol Spence on here too.
I'll tell you, that boy's cold, man. I don't know if you've seen his highlights, but Errol Spence is cold too.
I'm going with I don't know what I was about to say. But just pay that man. Pay that man. That is what it is. Pay Canelo. He deserves it.
Hits. Pay me.
Yeah, that's just and he's not even asking for anything extra. He just wants to be paid what y'all agreed to. And just do it, man. So this is a personal question. There's no news with this. It's just a personal thought process for all the listeners and for you and everybody else. Are there too many chefs in the boxing kitchen? Meaning, are there too many decision makers out there? You've got like the athletic commissions. You've got the promoters. You've got the what's the word? The not promoters, but like WBC, WBA, like the councils. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got the broadcasters. And you've got any fighter with a name.
Yeah. So it's a lot going on with boxing.
That's what it's
it's a lot that goes on with boxing, but I'm just here to watch the fights. I don't care about that behind the scenes stuff. I just want to see a good fight.
I feel you. But as an analyst, you gotta care about the behind the scenes
No,
stuff.
I definitely know. But I just Just first thing is like, just get them out there. Like, this is all like we want. You know what the fans want to see.
No, for sure.
You know what the fans want to see, and people just want to protect their boxers. That's all it is. Some people don't want. Some people want to protect their legacies. People want to protect their records. Some people just want to protect their chin in general because they know they're gonna lose against certain people. So that's all it is. Just if you know a fight's supposed to happen, go ahead and make that fight happen. If they retire or whatever because they know they're going to fight a certain person, then you already know what it is. You know they're gonna take that L.
Definitely, I feel you. Nevada is the boxing commission is going to adopt the instant replay process. So there's now going to be a review official. So the review official is a new position. She or he must be a former or current referee with extensive experience in that capacity per the new regulations. The review official will be seated at the commission table nearest to the neutral corner. He or she will provide the referee with consultation regarding fouls or any other events during the bout. The review official can initiate instant replay at any time during a bout based on his or her discretion to determine whether or not a foul was committed or a situation was interpreted correctly. Per the new regulations, the review official can signify a sequence and is under review by turning on a yellow light that will be placed on the ring apron in sight of the referee, judges, timekeepers, inspectors, corner people, and broadcast team. When the light goes on, the referee will pause the action, send the fighters to neutral corners, and consult with the review official. The review official will make the final decision after consulting with the referee, who then makes the official announcement and informs the principals involved. Referees also can request an instant replay review from the review official or consult with the review official at any time during a bout on calls they are not clear on. Some examples: if a sequence was a knockdown or a slip, if something was a foul or not, or if a cut came from a legal or illegal blow. However, only the referee can determine whether a foul is intentional. The referee will use a hand signal to the review official to initiate the instant replay process, as well as calling for the yellow light to be activated and put on the ring apron. Corners will not be allowed to communicate with their fighters during an instant replay timeout. The idea is to make the process as streamlined as possible.
I'm not mad. I thought they already did something similar to that already, but I guess not. Well, I mean, anything, so that way we can see when people are fouling, stuff like that. I'll definitely take it. Make these fights fun.
The only thing is, I don't know how they do this in MMA too, where, like, say you get kicked in the nuts or poked in the eye or something, and you have 5 minutes, right, to recover. You're not allowed to talk to your coach that entire time. Because
what some people would probably do is they'll fake it so that way they can get some more advice, whatever, in the meantime.
I feel you.
Like how Jason Kidd did it during one of those games. He spilled juice all over the floor so he can get time to talk to his players because he ran out of timeouts, like that kind of shit.
Got you.
Yeah, so I can see where they come from in that.
I get it, I guess, but like, you also, like, it's not hard to tell when people are faking. I mean,
no, I feel you.
Colby Covington got legitimately kicked in the dick by Kamaru Usman, and then Mark Goddard told him that he's not stopping the fight, keep fighting. Like,
yeah.
If we can determine that we're not doing any more timeouts because of real shit, we can determine that we're not doing timeouts because of fake shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my thought process. If you're gonna tell, Mark Goddard, by the way, is a really good referee, but there's between that fight and then the Stipe versus DC fight where he told DC he told him you didn't get poked, you got punched.
That
like the disrespect of this man. Like, he just thinks everybody just wants to not fight, I guess. Like, these are professional fighters at the highest of level. Like, they are in a championship fight for the biggest promotion in the world. That means they are number 1 or number 2 in the world. Quit acting like they don't want to fight each other. Like
I'm here for a reason.
Yeah, right. Like, if they say they got kicked in the nuts or poked in the eye, how about we just believe them, okay? Oh my God. Like, I can see it in like a 3-round fight on the prelims or something, you know what I mean? With Joe Schmo, who's 3-0, and the other guy's 4-1, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they're bullshitting, but championship 5-round fights, come on, man.
You want to look, especially with the title being on the line, you definitely want to make sure there's no foul play going on. So.
That's because, honestly, as deep as that eye poke was, if it would have been seen, if they would have used instant replay, the fight probably would have been called off, and Stipe probably would have lost via disqualification.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, which would have completely changed the fight.
That would have been crazy.
And it's just, it also probably would have ensured DC versus Stipe 4.
That's way too many fights.
I agree. But
you go past 3, like when you're doing like a certain people fight, I think it was Antonio Tarver and Roy Jones. They fought like 5 times for a reduced amount of time.
I feel you.
There shouldn't be that many fights. It should be 3.
All right, we need to get back to boxing. We got 2 more topics. Not really a topic next, but we got just a little highlight in history. 50 years ago, Muhammad Ali made a return to the ring after a 3.5-year layoff, TKOing Jerry Quarry in round 3. So, a lot of people say that Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time. So he's in there. He's in the argument. And I know the bad guy likes a good list or two, right? You like having you got your top 10 lists, your top 50 lists, top 20 lists, all this. Well, yardbarker.com made a top 25 boxers list this past week. And let me tell you, you're going to be pissed.
I just saw a bad list like maybe like a month and a half ago, and I was like, "Oof!" So yeah, we'll see.
This is one, but it's going from 25 to 1. Okay, at number 25, Sandy Sadler.
Okay.
Number 24, Rocky Marciano. Number 23, George Foreman. Number 22, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Number 21, Jack Dempsey.
Okay.
Number 20, Gene Tunney. Number 19, Barney Ross. Number 18, Joe Gans. Number 17, Floyd Mayweather Jr.
You said number 17?
17.
Okay. I was going to see what they got over him. 16,
Pernell Whitaker.
Hell no.
15, Archie Moore.
What's up with all these fighters from like the 40s and 50s?
That's what I was wondering too. Like, there's so many, but like you're about to get real mad in a couple of picks. Hold on. So it was at 14, Archie Moore, 13, Ezzard Charles, 12, Manny Pacquiao.
So they saying Pacquiao is, what was it, 5 slots above Mayweather?
Yep.
And Mayweather's beating him already?
Yep.
Okay.
11, Sam Langford. 10, Jack Johnson. 9, Marvin Hagler.
Marvin Hagler better than Mayweather. Wild.
8, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard?
Yep. At 8. 7, Benny Leonard. 6, Joe Louis.
Joe fucking Louis. Okay.
5, Roberto Duran. No mas.
Duran is not better than Mayweather. He's not.
4, Willie Pep.
No. Oh, man.
3, Harry Greb. I don't know how to say this name. Greb. I've never heard of him. Number 3. We're at the top 3. Number 3, Henry Armstrong.
You're all old, man.
Number 2, Muhammad Ali. And number 1, Sugar Ray Robinson.
That's trash. Bet they had, okay, from 25 to 17, the list was good. I was like, okay. And
yeah, I was with it too. It was a decent list.
And then it just started getting wild. I'm just like, okay, y'all got these old men that's fought 500 fights in here. Like, these people is like 396 and 12 and 3. It's like that kind of record. They fought back in the 40s when there wasn't any black people. Like it was just like it was like just fighting in that era. Oh, that's trash.
Yeah,
they was fighting like this. Like they was looking like your team.
Put your dukes up.
Yeah, they're looking like that. That's trash.
But that concludes our boxing segment for here today.
That's trash.
But Kenny,
and I knew it was gonna be bad. I knew it was gonna be bad. But I was like, when you do it 25-17, I was like, this isn't a bad list. And then as soon as you said Mayweather, I was like, okay, this is about to get downhill. I already know.
It was terrible.
Sure enough,
Yard Barker,
Marvin Hagler.
Shame on you.
Yeah, y'all tripping.
Man.
I made my own top. I need to make that video ASAP. I got it written out and everything. I just need it.
I said bring it to the show.
What, my list?
Yeah, tell us right now. You got it written out? Tell us.
All right, one second. Let me go ahead and pull it up.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm gonna do our ad. We've got a new sponsor, Kenny.
Who's the sponsor?
Organic Lovin'. So your body and the bodies you're loving deserve nothing but the best. Organic Lovin' is the only adult subscription box that includes eco-friendly body products, from body-safe adult toys to sex-positive books and erotic seminars. Organic Lovin's online store has everything you and your partner or partners could need to heat things up. And right now, your friends at T13 want to take 10% off your next order. So just go to organiclovin.com and use the promo code T13 when you check out. That is Organic Lovin, ORGANICLOVEN.com, and use the promo code, the letter T, the number 1, and THREE, the word 3 spelled out. Organic Lovin', love organically, purely, deeply, and boldly.
Wait 1 second. I got to pull it up now. I just got to send it to myself.
I was gonna say, you were like, Kenny's dead.
Yeah, I did. So I'm probably frozen.
You are, and you look like a zombie. You look nasty. You look like I saw this thing on Instagram. This has nothing to do with nothing combat sports related, but in I want to say the Tanah region of Indonesia, once a year, they go to the grave sites, dig up their dead people, take them home, wash them, brush their hair, trim their nails, give them haircuts, redress them, new clothes, and then walk them back to their grave. Not carry them to their grave. They walk the dead people to their grave. That's disgusting. Y'all wishing for evil spirits.
We're not gonna offend these people. They're probably fans of the show. You don't want to do that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all are asking for some bad spirit. That's bad juju, in my opinion.
If you are a fan of this show and you walk your dead to their grave,
no.
Look,
if you, I don't want you to be a fan.
We appreciate you. We appreciate your views. We appreciate you. I'm always down for the views. I don't care what you do outside.
I do. Don't dig up your dead people. Let them sleep, man. Let them chill.
I want the view.
Maybe the dead people are the ones watching. Maybe they're the fans. They dig them up to watch our show. They just binge our show for 24 hours. That's
fine with me. You go right on ahead, watch it, then go right back to your grave till the next episode come out. I got
once a week they're digging their dead people up. No,
it's that new episode coming out. Come on, dig them out. No, my list is only a top 5 though.
That's fine.
I gotta do more. I got at number 5, Julio Cesar Chavez. You know, his record is 107-6-2 with 86 knockouts, active from 1980 to 2005.
Okay.
Then I got
hold on. Julio Cesar Chavez. He was
107.
21. He was 21 on their list.
Yeah, I got
5 for you. Okay.
Number 4 is Manny Pacquiao. At the time I made this, he was 62-7-2, 39 knockouts and still active. Number 3 was Sugar Ray Robinson. Okay. 202 fights, 175-19-6 with 2 no contests, 108 knockouts. He has 3-digit knockouts. It's like he has 108 knockouts. It's crazy. 91 win streak.
That's ridiculous. But just for reference, Manny Pacquiao was ranked 12th on our Yard Barker list, and then Sugar Ray Robinson was ranked number 1. Go ahead.
Then number 2 is Muhammad Ali. I got him 56-5, 37 knockouts, only 3-time lineal heavyweight champion, beat every top heavyweight in his era. Sonny Liston, Ken Norton, Joe Frazier, and avenged almost every loss besides Trevor Burbrick and Larry Holmes.
And then he was number 2 on Yardbarker as well. And then we know who number 1 is.
Number 1, Floyd Mayweather, 50-0, 27 knockouts, CompuBox's most accurate hitter, and the highest plus-minus ratio in the history of boxing. That man doesn't get hit. He just hits. And I love it.
That's wild.
And the greatest resume in boxing history.
All right, you ready to talk MMA?
Yeah. I know you're excited for this.
I am. There's a lot to talk about.
Okay.
A lot to talk about. We got Jan Blachowicz. I'd said his name flawlessly every other time until now, and I feel like I don't know how to say his name. Jan Blachowicz versus Daniel Cormier. We discussed this a little bit last week, where he called him he told him to get his fat ass off the couch and come get this work. And DC said, no, I don't. I'm retired. Like, you don't need to. You're the champ. Why are you worried about what I'm saying? I'm just some old fat guy talking on TV trying to make some money.
Now you're old fat guy. Now that he retired.
Exactly. He said it's fine. Also, everybody called him fat last week. They talked about this on Ariel, DC, and Hawani. Literally, Jan called him fat. Said that line. Conor McGregor called him a fat fool, and John Jones called him fat too. Everybody's calling him fat last week.
Yeah, John Jones can sure call him fat.
Yeah, you right.
He's just short and stubby. I don't think he's fat. I just think he's just
that's his body type. I can call him fat all I want, but he's a fucking world-class athlete.
And technically,
I look like calling him fat.
Yeah,
like he can be fat all he wants to be. He is a 3-time world champion. In 2 different weight classes. The second ever dual champion. Probably the second greatest light heavyweight of all time. Top 5 heavyweights of all time. Like,
he's good. Definitely good.
Get the fuck out of here. He can be fat all the fuck he wants.
He's in the GOAT conversation. You can't argue with it. It's not even GOAT for heavyweight or light heavyweight. Just any. Exactly,
division. Right. It's just, get out of here. But after DC said he's just an old fat guy retired trying to make some money talking on TV. Jan says, okay, that was nice. Internet war is over, with a smiley face. That's what he replied to it. So I said, okay, the internet war is over. But then I watched DC on Hawani. And I don't know if this internet war is over. He sat because Daniel Cormier basically was like, Jan, you don't just chill out, Jan. You're the champ, bro. You don't look. I'm a nice guy, Jan. I'm a nice guy, but you keep calling me fat. You're gonna have to see that other guy. He's not nice. You don't want to see him. I promise you, Jan.
What other guy?
DC saying like the difference between the commentator analyst side of himself versus the fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, versus the fighter. And he said, I thought about it for about 20 seconds. I thought, damn, I could really go take this man's title right now. He said, I'm only interested in fighting for titles. At the time, Jones was the champ. I already lost to him twice. I ain't going to make that match. I just lost to Stipe twice. They're not going to make that match. I'm not making 185. So it's time for me to retire. And then I thought, well, Jan's kind of calling me out here. And I never lost that belt. Remember, I vacated that belt. I can make this fight right now. I could call Dana. I get that fight. I promise you. And I will whoop your ass. And then he said, but then I had thought about having to cut weight to 205. And I said, nah, that's not worth it.
Just do what's it called? Catch weight?
Yeah, but if it's not for a title, though, that's the thing. He only wants to fight for a title. Ideally, we'll see how Jan responds to this. It's been about 24 hours. I haven't seen any news about it yet. I haven't went to his Twitter to check, but I don't think it's going to happen. But ideally for DC, it could be a fairy tale ending. Drops down, goes, knocks out Jan, or beats. Even if he only beats him in the decision, he takes him down and out wrestles him the whole time. Cool. He wins the title and retires.
I honestly think he would beat Jan.
Oh, he definitely would. I told you, we're in the era right now. So long as Adesanya stays at middleweight and Jones stays at heavyweight, we're in the era right now where there's no definitive leader in 205. I think the thought process is, or like not the thought process, but the most likely bet to make is that Anthony Johnson comes back which he said he is. He's in the testing pool. He comes back and he becomes the new dominant champion.
Do you think he's going to dominate though when he comes back?
Yeah, because he only really lost to back like the four horsemen of that era was DC, Jones, and Gus, and I think he only lost to Gus and DC. He never fought Jones.
Yeah, he never fought Jones.
So I mean, being in the top four of that era is pretty decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're dominating everybody except for the top three guys, and none of those guys are in that division anymore. So
yeah,
you see what I'm saying? And the division hasn't changed that much. Let's be real. We've got so yeah, I don't see it happening, but it could, I guess. I won't be mad if it happens.
I won't be mad either. You know,
I kind of want DC's such a nice dude that I kind of want him to have the fairy tale ending. You know what I mean? I don't want him to go out getting poked in the eye and can't see for 3 rounds.
That is kind of a trash way to go out.
Like I feel bad for the guy. Yeah, and I'm not even like a big DC fan. Like I just feel bad for him.
I'm not a DC fan either, but I'm still like, yeah. But I know, but I'm still gonna be real though. Who I think is gonna win? You know, I am.
I feel you. So speaking of John Jones, his brother kind of made our list today. Chandler Jones tells Israel Adesanya to tread carefully.
Yeah, he's been like they've been going back and forth. I've been seeing
they've been so Izzy is known to say like he talks to his dad about fights beforehand, and then his dad kind of like does like the premonition of how the fight's gonna play out. And Jones basically said like, I wonder if Izzy asked his dad about me. Maybe that's why he won't fight me. Saying like his dad said the premonition his dad had was like he's gonna get beat by Jones.
I don't want to fight Jones. I don't want that. Just because I know I think he's gonna lose, I don't want him to go out like that. I don't want.
I feel you. But Adesanya's reply to that was something along the lines of, I wonder if your mom's proud of you. And John Jones's mom died. So that's right. And Adesanya followed that tweet up quickly by saying, before any bullshit starts, he brought my family into this first. Dead or alive, it doesn't matter. Fair game.
I would say that thing where he's like, perfect anime story or something like that. You seen that?
Where he's talking about how he's been a fan of him.
Yeah,
he was a fan of John Jones and all this stuff. And like by being a fan, he's studied how to beat him.
Yeah, he's like perfect anime ending.
Yeah, like and then John Jones said, "I'm going to the next anime convention there is and just slapping the first 10 people I see."
I was dying. It was that, and then he said something like they've been going back and forth. I just read something else like last night about what they said.
They've been going back and forth for a while. Well, even before this, but it's ramped up recently. Dana White says that's the fight to make. It's a massive fight, 100% the fight to make. But here's the issue. DC made a good point. Where does it happen? 205?
It'll have to be.
Okay, because here's the thing. Israel is maybe 215. Maybe. I mean, he weighs into championship fights at middleweight at like 183, 184. So he goes under the championship limit. John Jones is like 240, 245. In real life.
Like, John Jones is gonna just like what's gonna happen. Like, what I think is gonna happen is John Jones is gonna be he's gonna be trying to play it safe the entire time, and then
he's gonna take him down and mollywop him.
Yep, and then I was gonna say around the third, fourth round, he's gonna try to take him down and get them points, and then it's gonna be it. It's gonna be a decision. He's not. I don't see John Jones really going out destroying anybody anytime soon.
Me either.
Even as much as I like him and I think he's very dominant, I don't see him doing that to him. I don't see him playing like that because I know Adesanya is not somebody you can mess around with. I think he's going to try to win on the scorecard and he will beat him like that.
Yep.
And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that fight.
100%. Yeah, I'm with you. Remember our buddy Hamzat Chimaev?
The Russian guy that was acting up.
It's beating everybody down, knocking everybody out. Got Cowboy Alex Oliveira. Yeah, fighting twice, 2-3 times in 60 days or something like that. Cowboy Alex Oliveira calls him out. He said, "Look, I see you're trying to pick and choose your fights. You're trying to fight people that nobody wants to fight you. Well, I do want to fight you. So what's good? I'm ready to fight right now." Alex Oliveira has no business calling out anybody. I want to look up this man's record real quick because it's 22-8. He's on a 2-fight win streak though. It's not bad.
As long as he doesn't have double-digit losses, that's all I care.
He's on a 2-fight win streak, but he previous to that lost 3 in a row. But he's undefeated in 2020, so I guess go for it, man. I think he can get a better fight than Alex Oliveira. He should just fight Wonder Boy.
I mess with Wonder Boy.
I do too, but I think he's gonna get dominated. But
you think Wonder Boy's gonna be dominated?
Yes.
Okay.
He's gonna get thrown around. It's gonna be the same thing as you just said about Jones, and no, it won't be because he's gonna get dominated. It's not like it's not no playing it safe. He's gonna run out there and hold you or grab you and throw you to the ground and then beat the fuck out of you. But Carlos Condo got his first win in 5 years.
Jeez.
On Saturday. Yeah.
I forgot he was a person. I really did. I remember, bro. I forgot about him.
He has been on a 5-fight loss streak. He lost to Robbie Lawler in UFC 195 for the UFC welterweight championship. He lost to, or that was in 2016. I'm sorry. He lost to January 2016. He lost to Damian Maia in August of 2016. Lost to Neil Magny in December of 2017. He lost to Alex Oliveira in April of 2018. He lost to Michael Chiesa in December of 2018. And he beat Court McGee, though, last Saturday. Round 3 decision. I think it was a unanimous decision. Yep. That's crazy.
I forgot that man was a person. Now, that's crazy. I forgot all about Carlos Condit. This is in UFC?
UFC, yeah. He's still there.
I thought it was somewhere else. I don't remember it.
I thought when I saw he was facing Court McGee, I thought, man, I'm about to have to come on this show Tuesday for the 3rd week in a row and tell somebody to retire.
So I still got it.
But you know what? He won. And I'm still going to look you in the eyes, Carlos Condit, and tell you need to retire. Court McGee's old too. How old is Court McGee? What was his career looking like? He's 35 years old, Court McGee is. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. Come on, man. It's time to retire. Go out. This is the best time. You just went out. You can go out with a win. Let's go.
Court McGee got 10 L's. He got them double-digit losses. You know how I feel about that.
Carlos Condit
does too.
I'd say he should be. He's got double-digit loss. In the past, okay, hold on. In his past 11 fights, he's won 3.
Who?
Carlos Condit. His last win before that was May 30th, 2015 against Thiago Alves.
He's got to retire.
That's my thing, right? Like, I like the Cinderella story. I like that everybody's getting hyped up on the fact that he's won a fight. It's time to give it up. Hang it up right now. Like, don't chance it. You got your one win. Go out on top. But his teammate also fought on that card, Holly Holm. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't get to see the fights. I don't remember. I had a podcast to do. So I didn't get to see the fights.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. Holly Holm won by decision.
I know. Yeah, I know that. But from what I've seen, it was a career-defining performance. Holly Holm looked as good in this fight as she's ever looked, reminding shades of when she fought Rousey.
Yeah, I'm about to watch it. Then I missed it.
I did. Yeah, you were at the same podcast I was.
Oh, that day. Okay.
Yeah. It just if that's true, Maybe she fights. She rematches. What's her name?
Nunez?
No.
Okay, that's what you were to say.
Jermaine Durandamy.
The Randomay won.
I didn't. Right. So she rematches Randomly, and the winner of that fights the winner of Amanda Nunez and Megan Anderson, which is going to be Nunez. But the thing is,
Nunez
is so dominant that it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, but like, who do we even put her against? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but still, never count anybody out. You never know.
Yeah, I know, but if I was a betting man, I'd bet for Amanda Nunez. Oh shit. So, but moving on, good shout out to Holly Holm. Hope you continue. But Dana White still wants to book Habib Nurmagomedov against Tony Ferguson. Do we still want to see this fight?
I think Ferguson's out of his prime.
I agree.
So that's the reason why I don't want to see it. If it was a couple years ago, I would have been like, "Yep, this is gonna be crazy." But I'm just like, Khabib's gonna win this.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. I don't think Ferguson offers anything for. I don't know. I just don't see it happening. The crazy prospect of it was that it's been so long since either of them had lost. I mean, Habib's never lost, but that was the crazy prospect for it. But with Ferguson having lost his last fight, it's like, I don't want to see it anymore. Because there's nothing there now.
Yeah, you know I was about to say kind of things. That's like how Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather were when they finally fought. It was like, okay, we're not really excited about it anymore. It's just like we won this years ago.
It's just I don't care anymore. But speaking of Habib, Dana White promises him that he has a huge surprise for Habib if he beats Justin Gaethje. Ali Abdelaziz says it is bigger than a Conor McGregor rematch or a fight with George St. Pierre. What could it be? Because I'm telling you right now, in terms of fights, there's no bigger fights than those two. Damone had we talked about this. Me and Damone talk MMA all the time, and he thinks it's a Hall of Fame induction.
I can see that.
I can too. I think that's
either that or
Mayweather
champion versus champion, Adesanya.
That's jumping a whole fucking weight class.
I know.
You got Usman over here. In the middle
of the fight. Nah, I could definitely see that a Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah, and also I don't think Adesanya versus Habib is a bigger fight than McGregor or GSP.
No, I personally don't either. But knowing him, he'd be like, "Yeah, it's big."
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, Abdelaziz is a weirdo, but Dustin Poirier says the exhibition fight against Conor McGregor is very real. He tweeted Mark Raimondi. I don't even know if that's how you say his name, but he tweeted out basically like real or fake on like McGregor Pacquiao, McGregor Poirier exhibition, John Jones versus Israel, like all those things, and it was an article, and Poirier retweeted it and said that his exhibition fight against McGregor is quote very real. You think it's happening?
Also, it's an exhibition. It's not a.
Yeah, it's not. It's a sparring session. Is what it's being reported as.
Oh, that's that charity fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You think it's happening?
I can see it happening. If it's gonna be an exhibition, yeah, they ain't got nothing to lose from it.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think the UFC is gonna let it happen.
I mean, shoot, I didn't think Mayweather was gonna fight that Japanese kickboxer.
I feel you.
That was random. Like I remember I was at work and I was just like, "What?" I got a text that the fight was going on. I was like, "Oh shoot!" So I like went on break and then it was watching that fight. Yeah, I don't question anything nowadays with stuff like that happening, and him fighting Logan Paul and stuff like that. I don't question anything anymore.
I feel you. We've got a little bit of news here.
Okay.
Not Robbie Lawler. Mike Perry says, whoever pays me the most money can be in my corner with my pregnant girlfriend when I face Robbie Lawler. As we know, when Mike Perry fought, who's the cat that just beat CM Punk?
Oh,
the first one, white dude.
I just had it, so I was about to say it. What was his name? What was that man's name?
Mickey Gall.
Yep.
When Mike Perry fought Mickey Gall, he had his girlfriend in his corner, and that's it. He had no quarterman, no coaches. He doesn't belong to a team. He's literally training by himself. And he says, whoever pays me the most money can be in my corner with my girlfriend. And Darren Till was offered $5,000. For those of you that don't know, Darren Till during quarantine has been sending some verbal jabs to Mike Perry for a while now. They've been trolling. Well, Mike Perry's not trolling. Mike Perry doesn't do anything as a joke. Everything is very real to Mike Perry. You don't know who he is. This man found out he was 3% black and started dropping the N-word in interviews. That's the wildest thing in the world to me. He's not even 3% black. I think it came out 3% South African.
Yeah, I remember he was calling people bitch ass niggas and stuff like that.
Yeah. And that's crazy to me. But Darren Till even has been trolling Mike Perry. Mike Perry does not like that, but Darren Till even said that he would raw dog Mike Perry's girlfriend, which is enough right there.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like you get in your fight. You know,
he bought a domain for a website where he's talking about raw dogging Mike Perry's girlfriend. I think it was rawdog.com. But yeah. But here's the shocking twist of it all. Mike Perry's manager says that if no one beats the $5,000 offer and Darren Till's willing to pay for his own travel, they will let Darren Till be in his fucking corner. What is 2020? I can't even I don't even know. That being said, Cody Garbrandt is out of his flyweight title fight versus Davison Figueiredo due to injury. Figueiredo will now face Alex Perez at UFC 255 on November 21st. That was the main event of UFC 255.
Yeah. I like seeing Garbrandt fight.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
He's all right, but
I like him.
I'm a Dillashaw fan, so.
I like Dillashaw too, but
I can't like Garbrandt's okay.
Especially in the video games, I go nuts with TJ Dillashaw.
It's because he's using PEDs. Also, Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns, which was supposed to be the UFC 256 main event, is called off because, and I quote, Usman needs more time. More time for what? To train? I've been hearing this fight's going to be in December since fucking July. Right after the fight.
He might have an injury.
He might. I hope, because otherwise he's just out here looking foolish.
I was about to say, he might have an injury. Little do we know.
I'm with it. But Leon Edwards is here to save the day. He calls out Gilbert Burns for UFC 256 main event. You want to see that fight? You want to see Gilbert Burns versus Leon Edwards?
No, I know you do, but I don't.
I don't want. Here's the thing. I knew when I put that on there that you were going to say something like that. But here's the thing. It's not that I'm not a Leon Edwards fan. I think Leon Edwards is pretty one-dimensional. He's a striker. I don't think, aside from maybe like Conor McGregor, which I still think he's not that great in terms of, I think he's a great fighter. He's a great promoter. He's done great things. But when he faced well-balanced people, he loses. I don't think Leon Edwards is that good, but he's ranked number 5 in the world right now. Or no, he's ranked number 3, I think. Either way, he's top 5. Give him a fight. He hasn't fought in over a year. Last time he fought was backstage with Jorge Masvidal. Like, it's ridiculous. It's just, I don't know, man. But UFC 256 is 5 years to the day that Conor McGregor beat or Jose Aldo. Should he headline that card?
No, I don't think Aldo should. I don't see Aldo.
Not Aldo. I'm saying McGregor.
Oh, okay. I think you said Aldo.
Should McGregor come back for a fight in December to headline that card?
Yeah, he's got to. He's the draw.
Against who? Dustin Poirier, Tony Ferguson, Nate Diaz, Max Holloway, Jorge Masvidal.
They're going to try to push that Masvidal thing because those two are going to be talking that mess.
Mm-hmm.
If they get that today, that's going to be crazy.
That's going to be it. That does 3 million pay-per-views, I bet.
So that's a meme waiting to happen.
It really is. Conor versus Masvidal. But after all that news, we just found out that UFC 255, 256, and 257 need main events. 257's in January. They still have not announced anything. It's 3 months away. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so November's pay-per-view, December's pay-per-view, and January's pay-per-view has no headliner. Now, since I'm such a swell guy, such a nice person, Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, Dana White, just come listen to this podcast. I've got a few options for you. We could do John Jones versus Israel Adesanya. We can do Daniel Cormier versus Jan Blachowicz. We can do John Jones versus Jan Blachowicz. We could do Jan Jones. John Jones versus Brock Lesnar. We could do Jorge Masvidal versus Colby Covington. Jorge Masvidal versus Conor McGregor. Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. Conor McGregor versus Tony Ferguson. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. Stipe Miocic versus John Jones. Leon Edwards versus Gilbert Burns, or Leon Edwards versus Stephen Thompson. Or Jorge Masvidal versus Nick Diaz. Conor McGregor versus Nick Diaz. Fuck it. Khamzat Chimaev versus Nick Diaz.
I don't like Nick Diaz. Get out of here. Diaz is trash.
So last topic of whatever MMA. We've got The Ultimate Fighter is coming soon to ESPN. Are we excited about this?
No, I'm not. You probably are. I'm not excited.
I like The Ultimate Fighter. I think it's a good.
I was never a fan of them like showing their everyday lives and them talking
like the reality show.
Yeah, I didn't.
Aspect.
I thought it was kind of corny.
When I was a teenager, I was really into reality shows. Jersey Shore was my shit. So
no, I mean the only reality show I watched back in the day was Flavor of Love, like that little series they had. And then but I will say this: the only time I was like a fan of Ultimate Fighter was in 2 different seasons. It was 3. I take it back. The very first season, because that's when everybody big was on there.
Yeah.
And then when it was like US versus UK
with Bisping and Henderson. Yeah, I like those 2 seasons, and I also I like season 5, which had Nate Diaz.
I didn't see the Conor McGregor one. I always see that.
I didn't either. I saw the clips too, and I was like, man, I wish I would have watched this shit.
Yeah, that would have had me geek to see that one. It was the Rampage against Rashad Evans.
Yes, that's the best one ever.
Oh,
you want to know a fun fact? You know who was supposed to be on that season?
Who?
Kurt Angle.
I would have liked that.
That would have been crazy. Kurt Angle, Big Country Roy Nelson, Brendan Schaub, DeMarcus. What was DeMarcus's name? Anyway, I don't know. Fucking Kimbo Slice. Could you imagine Kimbo Slice versus Kurt Angle in the UFC? I don't want to see it, but I want to see it.
It would have been big. I feel like Kurt Angle would have won. He would have wrestled him around.
Oh yeah, for sure. But Kurt Angle couldn't pass the physicals. Medical. He was too beat up at that point. That was in 2009. I'm trying to think of this guy's name that was on there. Fuck. Oh, it's not DeMarcus. It's just Marcus. Marcus Jones, American football player. There was another guy on here. Matt Mitrione, John Madsen. There was a bunch of big names on here that season. D'Amico Rogers, Wes Sims, Daryl Schoonover, which we all know as titties. But apparently the original plan for the coaches for the Ultimate Fighter was Conor McGregor and Habib Nurmagomedov. But Habib has since turned that down because he's angry at Conor for the ongoing Dana White feud. He's mad at Conor for releasing the DMs.
I remember you told me that last week. I remember you told me that. I'm just like, you can't get mad. You said this shit. It ain't like he lying.
Yeah, no, Habib's mad. Habib ain't got nothing to do with this.
Oh, I was thinking Dana was mad.
No, Dana's mad too, but yeah, that's fine. But Habib's mad. For what? What are you mad about? Justin Gaethje's also mad and says that Conor's lying. And we're like...
we see. We're reading it.
Right. I see the messages, bro. I don't understand.
Because some people just ride for the people so hard that they don't even look at, you know what I'm saying? They look past the...
Yeah, for sure. So if you were the UFC right now, what are the top 3 coaching pair matchups would you want to see? Like, who would you, if you were in charge and you had to give 6 people to go, or like three sets of coaches to go against each other, who would you say?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know coaches. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm saying it's the fighters. It's the fighters. Like, how is Rampage Rashad? Which fighters would you pick as coaches?
Okay.
Yeah.
I would do,
and leave Conor Habib off there because we all know that's the biggest one you can make. But
we're saying these are fights that like these have to be new fights.
Preferably, like
no
ones that can happen in 2021 because that's when it'll be done. So I wouldn't say don't put fucking Brock Lesnar and GSP in there. That's not
a
realistic thing.
I was gonna say Brock Lesnar and John Jones.
They're on my list. Yes, I think that would be a good ass fucking season.
If DC comes back like he been talking, well, like Jan wants him to do, then it'd be Jan against DC. Okay. For that one, and then I would probably do for my last one. This is gonna be different. I know it's not UFC, but I would do Floyd and if Floyd and old boy fight.
Conor or Habib?
Habib.
Okay.
If they do fight, I would like to do that. Like just do from both angles. Like so you got the UFC section, you got your boxing section, do it like that. Okay.
I'm with you.
That's what I would do.
That's different. Mine would be Jones Lesnar. Okay. Masvidal Covington. And then
I didn't even think of Masvidal and Conor. That would probably be my other one.
And that Masvidal Conor is probably going to be my third one, yeah.
Because that'll be a lot of shit talking the whole season.
Yeah. But also Masvidal Covington, they hate each other.
Covington, I hate tripping, man.
I know, but he's an elite fighter. Kenny, before we get into pro wrestling, tell them about the Bad Guy Has Spoken.
The Bad Guy Has Spoken is the greatest podcast ever. You got your unpopular opinions. You got just raunchiness every episode. We're just speaking. We don't care about your opinion, so we're just saying whatever's on top of our head. So it's definitely an unedited, unfiltered podcast. And like I said, we're probably going to be canceled soon just because the way we talk on there. But definitely go check it out. Like I said, we talk about anything and everything on that show. And we got merch now, Bad Guy Spoken podcast merch on T13 Media, the letter T, number 1, then spell out 3, THREE, media.com.
/store.
Yep, /store. And if you just want to see the actual episodes, just same thing, T13media.com. and you'll see our shows there as well, and on YouTube at the Bad Guy Spoken podcast channel, and you'll see Bad Guy Spoken on every social media. Just Bad Guy Spoken. Definitely go check it out.
There we go. All right, we're getting into the home stretch here, and we got you're supposed to be doing sound checks for another show in 30 minutes. So let's get through this pro wrestling. Wednesday, they're doing 30 years of Jericho. Chris Jericho has been wrestling for 30 years. So AEW is celebrating him with the 30 years of Jericho. What's your favorite Chris Jericho incarnation? Like, what is the favorite version of Chris Jericho?
I don't know the name, but like when he had the little ponytail at the top
with the goatee.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Like late 90s, early 2000s, like when he first came to WWE.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I would say he had the dye, like the red dye at the bottom of his, the tips of his hair. Yep.
It's probably a tie between that one and then the.
I ain't gonna lie, I hate that goatee that he had.
I mean, it was smack. I mean, it was ugly, but I'm saying like character wise, I like that one.
Yeah.
And mixed with when he came back and to save us Y2J, that was like my two favorite ones. I know everybody likes
when he first came back with the code, when he started using the code breaker.
Yeah, when he clotheslined old boy and he was hitting them, he was standing there like this, and then he had his we finally knew who it was by then. He had the short hair and everything, but yeah. I marked out. I'm not gonna lie when that happened.
Mine's probably mid 2000s Jericho when he would walk around with the like shiny shirt that was open, and he had the like his hair was like ended right here.
You said mid 2000s?
Talking about? Yeah, like 2004, 2005, right before he got fired and he left to go be with Fozzy.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, I know
you know which one I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Because John Cena beat him, I think, to get him fired.
Oh, it's 2006, I want to say.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was 2005. 2006 is probably right around there, too.
Right that area.
Because I think he was gone for like 3 years, and he came back in like 2009 is what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was when I marked out something vicious when he came back.
Or maybe it's 2008. I don't know. I'm not good with numbers. What's your favorite Chris Jericho moment, though?
Funny thing, that's crazy. I was just watching like every UFC title, or not UFC, we were just on UFC, every WWE title that he ever got, like every title win he ever got, watching that the other day. I never knew his first title win was against China. I don't remember that at all.
He beat her for the IC title, right?
Yeah. I would say probably when he So you said favorite moment or just favorite title?
Just moment. Yeah, just moment.
Favorite moment. It might be the clothesline and he came back. It might be either that. Yeah, that's that. It has to be. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Mine's the list of Jericho. I liked just every time. You just made the list.
I was like, everybody
so ridiculous.
That was around the time I stopped watching, so I didn't get to see.
I feel you.
That in its glory, but
it was just that's how I feel like, because most of the time it's either that one or it's when he was doing the silent thing, or when he was doing the big words, and I didn't see the silent or the big words era.
I did see the big words era. I do remember that.
So I can't.
He was good on the microphone there, so I definitely get. But he's definitely up there.
He's up there. He's top 15, top 20.
Because he made every gimmick work.
Yeah,
he's gotten.
Speaking of Chris Jericho, he says he was supposed to at AEW All Out, their pay-per-view they just did last month. He ended up facing Orange Cassidy in the Mimosa Mayhem match, right?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That wasn't his original plans. He was originally scheduled to fight Mike Tyson.
Oh, that didn't work out?
Mike Tyson couldn't get ready in time.
That would have been random.
That really would have. But you remember Mike Tyson showed up with some UFC fighters. Henry Cejudo was there. I can't remember who else. It was like 4 or 5 people that showed up to AEW for no reason. Like, I don't even remember what the setup was. But there was other people in there too.
I didn't
Henry
see
Cejudo, Mike Tyson.
I just heard about that little match that they had with the Mimosa match. I didn't watch it, but I just heard about it and how ridiculous it was.
It was ridiculous. Sorry, I'm trying to see who. Cejudo.
No, you're fine.
Oh, Rashad Evans, Vitor Belfort, and then Cejudo and Mike Tyson. And this happened in what day? What month was this?
That had to be pre-COVID then, because there were actually people in the crowd.
Yeah, it was May 27th.
Yeah.
No, they weren't in the crowd. They just showed up. They were part of an angle, bro.
See, I didn't know that. I thought they were in the crowd.
Yeah, they got in the ring. They got in the ring and got physical with the inner circle. But yeah, Cejudo, this was May, what did I just say? 27th? May 27th. Cejudo retired on May 9th after beating Dominic Cruz in the UFC. So literally like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, shows up on wrestling show.
Trying to fight.
Yeah, what is happening? But yeah, that's I wouldn't want to. I don't know. That would have been a big match for AEW. No, for AEW, not for AEW too. Yeah, but but it's I don't know. When WWE goes and gets guys, internet or celebrities, it feels big. When AEW goes gets guys, celebrities, it feels like TNA. Like
yeah, it's just
Remember when Adam Jones, Pac-Man Jones, was a wrestler in TNA?
They had him throwing money at people, and at the time, I don't think he was that big of a football player.
He was like, never been big enough to like he would never be on WWE. Like in his prime, he wouldn't be on WWE.
Yeah. I'm thinking like people like that. As soon as you see them, you recognize them. You're like, oh snap! Like I mean, you can like if you're a
Tito Ortiz was on TNA. Stephen Bonner was on TNA.
That's what I'm saying. Stephen Bonner wouldn't get that reaction like that. Like Tito Ortiz, yeah, that's different.
It's a decent, yeah.
But I feel like that didn't work. Like some people didn't know who Cain Velasquez was. So when he showed up, some people were like, "Oh man!" And some people were like, "Who's that?" Like,
yeah, they botched that. I'm not gonna lie, they botched that. But moving on. What is a big match with a celebrity? Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Think they're gonna do it at WrestleMania? WrestleMania's in Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's all a big setup. So they can I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna have Roman Reigns beat The Rock to make him like
the super heel.
Yeah, they're probably
he's the real tribal chief.
Yeah, probably gonna do him dirty. Probably gonna do The Rock dirty. He's
good.
Yeah, so that way The Rock can retire. So you can be like, this is my last match, and also put somebody else on at the same time.
Yeah.
So he's doing something selfless with it.
I agree. And I'm with it. I've seen some marks on the internet talking about they don't want to see Roman Reigns beat The Rock because he's already beat Triple H. He's already beat Brock Lesnar. He's already beat John Cena. He's already beat The Undertaker. He's already been fed all these legends, and it didn't help him at all. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. I want to see him beat The Rock.
He's a legend killer.
Yeah, right. Like I don't care about that. He is your tribal chief. Believe it.
I gotta watch that. Like I said, I haven't watched the regular.
Just watch the highlights on YouTube.
That's what I'm about to do. I usually watch that, like because I ain't
got to. I haven't
watched it on cable in a minute.
But this is gonna sound crazy because you know how SmackDown's always been considered the B show, right?
Okay.
I think Raw's the B show now.
It's because of SmackDown getting bought out like it did.
Yeah, on going to Fox.
Yeah, that's why they tried to get the best superstars they could, and then they tried to get, like I said, they're trying to turn it up with like as much as they could.
I mean, Raw has some good superstars. They got Randy Orton.
No, I'm always been Raw over SmackDown. I've always been Raw over SmackDown.
I don't know. I teeter back and forth depending on the.
I think the only time I was like for SmackDown was when The Rock had like back in his Rock sideburns days.
That's not my favorite era of The Rock. This has nothing to do with anything, but my favorite era of The Rock is when he had the short hair, not buzzed, but like short. You know what I mean? and he was walking around in his cut off t-shirts, and he was walking around in the Adidas track pants.
You talking about when he was like beefing with Hulk Hogan that era?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then right after that, when he went to SmackDown, he was beefing with Brock Lesnar and all that too. That was my favorite era.
I was the Versace shirt wearing era. I like that
one with the Elvis hair.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. When the People's Elbow first like came out, that was when I was a
fan. But going back to, I think Raw's become a glorified SmackDown commercial, which is always the brand split always devolves into one show being the important show, but it's always been Raw. Raw has always been the important show, and SmackDown's always just ended up being like the commercial for Raw. You know what I mean? But I think it's switched. I think that for the first time ever, SmackDown's the big show. I think there
was times where they both. I think there was always times where they swapped. Because I think at one point when Triple H was active, I think he was like running things for Raw, and that was like what was messing up for SmackDown. But then there was times where John Cena was having his little Thugonomics run, and he was winning the U.S. title. I think when he was climbing up SmackDown, at one point SmackDown like switched with it. It was that, and then Undertaker being over there, he helped at one point.
But I'm saying in the company's eyes, do you think the company ever viewed SmackDown as number one?
I think the companies thinks they're equal. I think they feel like they're equal.
I don't. I think the company thinks Raw is number one, or up until recently. But that being said,
yeah, I've always personally thought Raw was better, but there's been these little moments where I think SmackDown was trying to beat it. Kevin
Owens invited The Fiend to the Kevin Owens show on Raw. Kevin Owens is a Raw superstar. The Fiend is a SmackDown superstar. But instead, the happy Bray Wyatt showed up on the Titantron, and basically explained that like he can talk to the Fiend or fight the Fiend, I guess, on SmackDown. So they spent like a 10-20 minute segment on just promoting a match for SmackDown.
Yeah, I told you they're trying to do what they can, man. Make SmackDown that.
But I think this is my Mystic Trav bold prediction here. I think they're creating a new Wyatt family. Slowly but surely.
With Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss, but also Aleister Black. I think they're going to tie in the Aleister Black versus Kevin Owens feud by making it a Kevin Owens versus Fiend feud and make Aleister Black just a lackey.
Okay.
Which could work for Aleister Black.
I'm a fan of Aleister Black. So
I am too. But I feel like he's missing something in his character and his presentation that going under Bray Wyatt could be good for him. You know what I mean? He's already presented as this like devil worshipping character. So like,
yeah,
let him worship the Fiend.
He can still come out the way he does already. So it'll just be perfect.
Exactly. Nothing really needs to change that much. It just be revealed he worships the Fiend. But speaking of cult leaders, religious zealots, the Monday Night Messiah.
Oh, never mind.
Seth Rollins. He got turned on Monday. His disciple, Murphy. He revealed Seth Rollins revealed to the world DMs between Aaliyah Mysterio, Ray's daughter, and Buddy Murphy. And Murphy wasn't having that. Murphy said, "Look, you need to apologize to me if you wanted me to keep being you need to apologize to Aaliyah if you want me to keep being your disciple." And Rollins was like, "Bitch, I'm the Messiah. You're the disciple. You shut the fuck up." And he was like, "She's lucky I didn't release all the fucking DMs. You know what I mean? I saw what y'all was talking about. I saw what y'all was doing."
Is this kayfabe or is it real?
It's kayfabe.
Okay, I was about to say.
And he said, "I'll give you." So Seth Rollins said, "You know what? I'll give you till 10 p.m. tonight to give me an apology." So then he went out there, and he wouldn't apologize to him, and it was like, "Damn, it's about to happen." Monday Night Messiah snatched that motherfucker up by his beard.
Do you like Monday Night Messiah?
I do. I think this is one of Seth's best characters. He grabbed him up by his fucking beard. That's because they're a bunch of haters. Wrestling fans are the worst. I think it's decent. He grabbed Buddy Murphy up by the beard, and started yelling at him, and pushed him away. Told him to apologize.
Works. I think
with
it always
anybody.
works.
Yeah, it does. Almost always works. And then Buddy Murphy whooped his ass. Seth Rollins ended up with the upper hand though, and setting up a good feud. But Murphy versus Rollins is gonna be a good match, bro.
Yeah, Murphy can wrestle, so that's gonna be a good one. And Rollins, they're both all around, so that's gonna be a good thing about them.
Exactly. They're gonna be able to do whatever they want. That's gonna be great. But Retribution finally has a leader.
Yeah, I did hear about this.
You see this? Mustafa Ali. He was facing MVP in the main event. I think it was the main event, which should have been a signal there, right then and there. Because who the fuck decided that MVP versus Mustafa Ali is the main event match?
Mustafa Ali's going to carry that match.
But they came out and out came the Retribution. Ali lined up with the Hurt Business like he was going to help defend. Then he rolled out of the ring, got in the face of fucking Mace and T-Bar.
That name is nasty.
It really is. Sounds like a drug. And Hurt Business was smiling and clapping and like, yeah, look at him go. Look at that scrappy young fella. And then Ali turned around, gave him that smug little smile. Like Ali in this segment made me believe he's a star. He looked like the fucking babyface of all baby faces when he was getting beat up by MVP.
You think they were going through like promotional training and stuff while they were gone to make sure they were
I don't know. Ali looked like a fucking star though. He was, like I said, the babyface of all babyface. He was selling. He was looking like, like the underdog getting beat down. Like he looked perfect. And then he looked scrappy. He was ready to fight along, even though him and MVP were having a match. He was ready to defend the WB against the Retribution. He was ready to fight. He jumped out of the ring like he was about to go straight for him. And then just like that, he became a smug, evil bastard. Right on air. Right there in front of the camera. You saw him turn heel on camera. Like everything changed. And he said, get him. And these motherfuckers jumped him and beat the fuck out of him. And then he ended the show by going.
So was his heel turn better than Bayley's?
Fuck Bayley, yes. Yes.
I'm just messing with you. No, I'm going to watch that. I just heard about it.
It's on YouTube. It's worth it. It's like a 5-minute video.
I just got a text message from WWE and they were like, Mustafa Ali really is the head of
you got connections with WWE? They text you?
Yeah.
Man, now, get somebody on the show.
You not get the WWE.com, so they be texting me. And I got Bleacher Report, so they
you on tout? You still on tout? Is that what it is? You're the one person on tout still. You and Daniel Bryan.
Nah, I was like but I be getting them text messages. They just tell me what's like big. Like it's only when big stuff happens. That's when they tell me.
I feel you. So is Drew McIntyre too protected? He is 18-2 since WrestleMania.
I don't think so.
17-0 in singles action.
He deserves it. He deserves it because he's been like as big as he was getting like put through dumbass gimmicks like what's that shit? One man band and shit like that. Like let him strive and being this big man. Whatever what country is he from?
Scotland,
yeah. Let him be the big Scottish guy to go out there and dominate.
I mean, I guess. I just feel like 17-0 in singles action since April is ridiculous.
Look, let him have it. You need that monster in there. You need a big monster at the WWE every now and then.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do with the Fiend when they first had him. They wanted to give him red lights, and it was like, no, let's not do that. Then they wanted to, have him lose the qualification and stuff like that. I don't know. Just or win by
I'm with you.
Stuff like that. Yeah, just
I'm
as long
with
as you do it right.
Speaking of Drew McIntyre, though, Wade Barrett, as we know, he came back to NXT as a commentator, but he's been asked recently, "What are you willing to come back as a referee or as not as a referee? What the fuck am I talking about? As a wrestler?" And he said, "I'll be honest. Looking at my career, I'm definitely chasing the sunset of my career. That being said, I am. I have to look at my career and see what didn't I do in WWE. The only thing I didn't do is win the title, the WWE title. So that being said, the only way I feel like I would want to come back as a wrestler is to face my good buddy Drew McIntyre in a match or two for the WWE Championship."
I thought he won it.
No,
I guess. Not even world heavyweight.
Nope, he was never a champion.
I could have sworn he was.
Nope, I don't. Nope. So, would you want to see Wade Barrett versus Drew McIntyre?
No, but that's. I mean, I was never a big fan of Wade Barrett's moveset. I was never a fan of Wade Barrett in ring. I liked his character. I liked his character. But once he started wrestling, I was like, okay, I don't care anymore.
I feel you. You like flashy, high flying, like.
No, I mean,
dynamic movesets.
I like them all. I'm more like someone that can do a little bit of everything, like your Charlotte Flairs and stuff like that. Like, I like people
Triple
that
H.
can mixture. No, you know how I feel about these main event movesets.
That's why Wade Barrett should have been a champion. He has a main event moveset.
Yeah, he has like 6 moves. He's definitely right there with him. But I like the people that can like mix it up. Like I said, Charlotte Flairs, your Samoa Joes, people that can do like they can be big, but they can do high fly stuff like Keith Lee, like stuff like that. I like people like that. Just athletic people. There we go, athleticism. Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley.
Flashy.
No, they don't be flashy. Just be athletic. They can just do certain stuff. Shawn Michaels.
All right, moving on. Ember Moon returns to NXT. So shout out to Ember Moon. She was facing an injury that could have been career threatening. So glad that she's back.
They're trying to make NXT like respectable. I'm best with
it. Speaking of NXT, Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly had a match of the year candidate on Saturday. One of the stiffest matches in WWE ever. After the match, though, Ridge Holland, who was he was an NXT UK guy. He's been in NXT now for a while. Former professional rugby player, came out with Adam Cole's basically dead body slumped over his shoulder, and then just picked him up and threw him at the guys. That's it. Just threw it at him. Stared at him. That's terrifying. That is a terrifying message to send.
Pick up and threw it at him.
Yeah, like. The WWE Performance Center is no more. Say hello to the Capital Wrestling Center. So the Capital Wrestling Council is something that Jess McMahon and Vincent K. McMahon or Vince McMahon now, like leader of WWE now, his dad and stepdad, or his dad and grandpa. I'm losing my fucking mind. His dad and grandpa
is this one. That's Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Is the
okay. Vincent J. McMahon then.
Yeah,
Jess McMahon and Vincent J. McMahon. They started back in the 50s. That ended up becoming like the groundwork for the WWE and moving on and so forth. They've renamed the Performance Center that. They have gutted it completely and redesigned it to be the new home of NXT. So NXT will be live from the Capital Wrestling Center from now on. They're also bringing back Halloween Havoc for October 28th.
I did see that. I was excited. I was excited for it.
Do you think it's fair play that they're using all these WCW names now that Cody Rhodes has his own promotion and is trying to get them? Or is it just Triple H being a fan of the business and like trying to, incorporate old things into the business? Or is it WWE being
petty?
Being petty. Okay, yeah. I think so too. Because Cody Rhodes tried to get the Halloween Havoc trademark earlier this year. And now all of a sudden WWE's got the Halloween Havoc pay-per-view for the first time ever.
Yeah, it's definitely pettiness.
I agree. Triple H is unsure if NXT will be included in the WWE draft. He says, "I'll be honest, I really don't know. They're working through that. It's going to be a wait and see thing for us too. Going off what we've seen in the commercial, we won't be a part of the draft. However, that can always change. A lot of talent has gone back and forth from NXT, Raw, and SmackDown over the last 12 months. End of the day, I'm always here for what's best. I'm always for what's best for the talent. No matter how it goes, we'll be ready to make it work." So, Speaking of the draft, it is Friday, October 9th and Monday, October 12th. So make sure you guys check that out. This is where I said you're going to need that link I sent you to the WWE personnel page on Wikipedia. Who do you think should be moved brands? Like who should move from one brand to the other?
Out of the WWE wrestlers, I would say some of the SmackDown people got to go over to Raw. I know they're trying to do this whole thing with SmackDown because of who they are now. But
I don't think so, buddy. I think that they're both pretty well balanced. I hit you with the meanest white catchphrase.
You really did. I was like, okay, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that at all. Said, I don't think so, buddy. So you had enough of my malarkey.
Listen here, pal.
You had enough of your malarkey. It's still real to me, damn it. That's what you sound like.
I don't think they are, though, because they got Universal's not just gonna be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Give Fox all the good people. They're sitting here like, no, fuck y'all. We want some too. That's why they got Drew McIntyre. That's why they got fucking they had Brock Lesnar. They've got Randy Orton.
No, I agree. No, I agree.
They had AJ Styles until Paul Heyman pissed him off.
I think they were at one point when they did that draft, I was like, SmackDown's trying to take everybody.
They got Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is a star, bro. He's one of the top 5 in the company right now.
I'll give you that for sure.
Okay. So
yeah, I'll definitely give you that.
If we say top 5, in my opinion, right now is no order. It's Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins. I'm not including Brock Lesnar because he's not with the company anymore. Randy Orton, probably Drew McIntyre.
What top 5? What
biggest stars?
Biggest star. Okay, I agree with that.
Now, out of that list, only Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt are on SmackDown. So 3 of the top 5 are in Raw.
But the rest of it,
though. And I would say Braun Strowman is probably number 6 right now. Even though I think he's dying, but like
I think they're trying to push him. I don't think it's not working for me.
I just don't know who would come in at number 6 then, because I feel like they're losing stars, bro.
Honestly, I know it's too early to say it. But Rey Mysterio's son, they're trying to push him.
They are. They definitely want him to be a big name in the next 2 to 3 years. But the thing is, they keep having him lose to Seth Rollins. I think he's wrestled like 5 matches and lost 5 matches.
I mean, they're trying to. Sometimes you gotta have your face do that. You gotta have that sympathy.
I don't like it. He can get sympathy and still win matches. Like at least 2 out of 5. That'd be nice, right? Like,
but when he finally wins, think about how big that pop's gonna be.
But I'm not.
If he went, say it's
maybe,
like WrestleMania.
Maybe.
Say like the crowd comes back and it's like WrestleMania. He does like the 619, finishes with the Eddie Guerrero frog splash. But a little shout out to him.
Yeah,
that makes me go crazy. The crowd go crazy.
He is 2, 1, and 6. Dominic Mysterio is. He's 1, 2. Draw 1.
Oh, okay. The way you had that order, I was like,
yeah, what? It's because I read it off this website, and that's not how it. So
I was like, so he had 6 draws.
He lost to Seth Rollins in his debut. He drew in the next match on Raw the next night, which was a tag match. Then him and his dad beat them on the pay-per-view. And since then he has. Oh no, he lost to Rollins again, beat Murphy in a street fight, lost to Rollins in a cage match. I didn't even know they had a cage match. This is ridiculous. He then lost in a 3-way tag match to Andrade and Garza. and Murphy and Seth Rollins in a three-way tag match. Like I said, he lost to Murphy, and then he lost to Murphy and Rollins. He's tagging with Humberto Carrillo like consistently. That's odd. You're both Hispanic.
So there you go.
Or Latino. I guess we're not supposed to say Hispanic anymore.
Oh, see, I've been saying Hispanic, thinking that was the correct term.
Yeah.
The PC term
it's technically Latinx, I think, is the correct term.
Latinx?
Yeah. This is not the podcast for discovering what is and is not politically correct. But I think that's the right term. But who you said you just think they're going to take all the big names, but you have, looking at that list of people, who if you're SmackDown, who are you trying to get?
Let me see. Go back. Yeah, I just had it up too. Just had it up. Just had it up.
Oh, Mike's gonna yell at us. You're 1 minute late. Yeah, you're 1 minute late for book it.
Let me see. Who is Raw? Okay. So you said if I'm SmackDown?
Yeah, if you're SmackDown, who are you trying to take from Raw?
I'm trying to take.
Or no, I'm sorry. If you're Raw, who are you trying to take from SmackDown?
SmackDown. Okay, there we go.
Because you said SmackDown's got all the big players, so just give me like 3 guys and a girl.
Okay. I'll go The Fiend.
Okay.
I didn't know Kane was still with him.
He's on hiatus while serving as mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
Yeah, I just read too. I was like, okay. Kofi Kingston.
Do it.
And The Fiend.
You're gonna take The Fiend twice?
Oh, I said I'm already. Okay, my fault. The Fiend.
And you got a girl. You gotta get a girl too.
The Fiend, Kofi Kingston. I know he's on the undercard, but I'll take Sheamus too.
Okay, no, I'm with you.
And
if
then,
I'm, yeah, do females,
Sasha Banks. Let her get a different run.
I'm not mad at you on it.
Split her and Bailey up.
If I'm Raw, I'm taking Braun Strowman. I'm taking Kofi Kingston and The Miz.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
And then I'm taking Bailey, and then as SmackDown champion, and I'm going to have her lose to Sasha Banks inside Hell in a Cell. In that feud, clean cut, boom. Sasha Banks brings the SmackDown title back to SmackDown. Bailey moves into Raw. Also, I don't know if you realize this, but I purposely did this. You took Kofi Kingston, but left Big E on SmackDown. You split up New Day.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Good. New Day has had a great run. They've been doing a run for years. But sometimes, your thing's got to come to an end, and when you don't want it to come. What's the word I'm looking for? You don't want the act to be stale.
Oh, I agree. 100%.
I feel like they need to do it now. So I feel like Big E needs to turn on both of them, if anything, so that way you can show that because he's big, he's a monster. Whatever. He just needs to go in there and just lay them out, be healed, so that way he's more respected. Because he's just a big goofy guy right now. As big as he is, he's a goofy dude. So he goes splits on them. Like, let's say becomes heel. Then what was I say? Becomes a heel.
Respected.
Let's say Xavier Woods gets injured too in the storyline too. So now Kofi Kingston has something to fight for too on top of that.
Yeah.
And then it just makes that it gives it gives a little more to the whole event and makes him puts them both over actually. We cheer for Kofi Kingston more because he got something to fight for. Big E's gonna be they consider that monster that he's going to stop and make it for a title. Make Big E win it, so he's actually beating an ex-champ. But Kofi Kingston, saying fought his heart out to try to beat him. That's what I would do.
Definitely. Now do the same thing for Raw.
Raw,
if you're SmackDown, pick three Raw guys and a girl. Also, they have so many more female wrestlers.
Yeah, I was reading it. Charlotte Flair, I'm taking for sure. She's my GOAT. I would take.
Yeah, they have 18 female wrestlers on Raw and 8 on SmackDown. That's bullshit. You could give fucking 6 of them back to taking 6 of them, put it at 12, and then 6 plus 8 is give them 5. That'll be 13 and 14. Take 4 or 5 of them from Raw and put them on SmackDown. No trade, no draft. Just take 4 or 5 of them and put them on SmackDown so it's even numbers.
For the females, but we're just taking females or males.
No, I'm saying not for you to do. I'm saying that's what they should do in general. Yeah, you need to take three males and 1 female. You already picked Charlotte.
Okay, I'm taking. I was gonna say Samoa Joe.
Oh, okay. He's a commentator, but that's interesting.
No, I'll bring him back as a wrestler.
I'm with it.
Shelton Benjamin. I know it's gonna split up what you call a group, but
yeah, her business.
Humberto, I would take Humberto. Humberto looks like a SmackDown wrestler. I know that sounds weird to say, but he looks like a SmackDown.
No, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. So you're taking Humberto, Shelton, and Samoa Joe, and then Charlotte. Yep. All right, I'm gonna go with. So I'm trying to replace the people. Who did I take from SmackDown? I took Braun Strowman, Kofi Kingston,
and The
Miz. Okay, no, that's I can do that. That's easy. I'm gonna take Dolph Ziggler and put him on SmackDown.
Yeah,
because he can replace Miz or Kofi, either one.
So I got my phone on the charger because my phone's about to die, so I had to I got to hold a certain way.
What? Oh, you changed your thing? I got I'm taking Randy Orton. That'll be the replacement for him. Him and Braun will switch, and then I'm gonna take Seth Rollins. Put Rollins on SmackDown, and then for a female, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably gonna take fucking. I'm probably gonna take Liv Morgan.
Yeah, Liv Morgan's good, and she's got a. I think they're trying to do something with her with this gimmick she got.
Yeah, I think so too. But let's get this show wrapped up because you've got to do Book It, a wrestling podcast. By the way, wrestling fans, you ever wondered what it might be like if Stone Cold were to jump ship to WCW in the late 90s? What about a heel John Cena? What does that look like? Have you and your friends ever argued who the GOAT in professional wrestling is? Or maybe you want to know who the ultimate champion of champions is? Well, if you have ever had any of those questions, I have a show just for you. See, every single week, your commissioner, Hi-Fi Mike, is joined by a panel of GMs, which sometimes includes myself, Primetime Trappy T. Sometimes there's the bad guy, Kenny Davis. Other times we got Hollywood Kevin, D-Money, Keith the Chief, and sometimes even a random appearance by a wild no-name John. We revisit and rebook your favorite wrestling storylines in a way that only we can. So check us out every week live at 10:10 p.m. at twitch.tv/Team13Media. And then the replay goes up for both video viewers and audio listeners on www.team13media.com each and every single Friday. Well, Kenny, it's been a good show. We've had a lot happen. You have anything to say before we get out of here?
Yeah. Keep it tight.
I'm with it. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for tuning in. Catch us next time at the same bat time, same bat channel. In the meantime, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and then check out the rest of our shows and follow us on all social media, all of which can be found at www.t13media.com. See ya. Wait. Don't go anywhere. Don't click off this video yet. Be sure to check out my new podcast, Primetime with Travie T, coming with new episodes every single Sunday at www.t13media.com. Every week, I'm joined by a new guest who shares their unique perspective of the world. And this isn't your everyday interview show. This is a show that can only be for prime time.